Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jill Troderman from Feeding the Family, streaming live from SantaCruzVoice.com in Santa Cruz, California. Today, we have an exciting show. It is, little timestamp, August 27th, 2025. Before I introduce our fabulous new guest, I wanted to share with all of our listeners that I will be hosting a new class through IPAC-EDU. This is an online course called Nutrition Through the Lifespan. It's going to be 12 weeks with a 13th week final cap, and it's all about going through all of the different stages of our human lifespan and how important it is at each critical stage that we maximize our human nutrition. So that means starting from gestation, even preparing before we get pregnant or a person gets pregnant, and even the fellas, it's critical to do detox and to get your body ready. And then after that, we during the pregnancy is really in a critical stage for proper brain health of the baby. And then we talk about in future classes, proper diets for children, weaning, for adolescents, all the way through adulthood. And when we're talking about adults, we're going to dip into some chronic disease issues and how to prevent those, because everybody knows diabetes, obesity, heart disease, cancer are on the rise. And we really do need to do a U-turn on that. It is just beyond our capacity to even manage these diseases anymore. And it's unfortunate. And there are solutions. A lot of the disease are lifestyle diseases. So I want everybody to go to IPAC-EDU. And the class starts September 11th, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please join us. All right, now let's get to my exciting guest. Her name is Pantea Dougani. Now, hi, Pantea.
Hi, how are you, Jill?
Hi, so glad to have you on.
Thank you.
So let me share. We're going to be talking about the importance of wellness in the workplace. So people spend a lot of time at work. About 46% of two-parent households have both parents working full-time. And in 2022, 52% of all mothers and 84% of all fathers. So that's a lot of people out there. Some people work overtime. Some have two jobs, and it can be super stressful. We all need to eat, stretch, be mindful. So today's guest is really going to demystify how we can take care of ourselves in the workplace, because she has an amazing program. Now, let me read a little bit about you, Pantea. As the co-founder of Excel Body Fitness, Pantea Dougani partners with HR teams, people and culture leaders, and wellness champions to bring turnkey wellness programs to life. Programs that actually get used, improve culture, and ease the burden on internal teams. With over a decade of experience in workplace wellness, Ms. Dougani has seen how burnout, disengagement, and lack of structure can quietly undermine even the best workplaces. So that's why she designs wellness strategies that are scalable, engaging, and require minimal lift from HR teams. All right. So I imagine, Pantea, like a room of stressed out bankers and sales guys eating pastries and drinking coffee and not eating proper lunches, and then going home and freaking out, yelling at their family, and then doing it again the next day. So
So true.
is it true? So I know you have a great story to share. So welcome again. And so what inspired you to start Excel Body Fitness?
Actually, this is a very good question. 15 years ago, I started Excel Body Fitness with my business partner as a studio gym in West Cary, North Carolina. So it was, we had done our research in studio gyms were the thing of the future. And we started that in we did really good the first 2 years, but in the first 2 years, we understood that the biggest class that we had was at 5:30 a.m. And come to find out that these parents, moms, dads, that was the only time they could come to the gym and take care of themselves. And they're because 5:30 to, let's say, to 6:30 was the class. They had to run home, get the kids out of bed, get them ready to go to school, get themselves ready, go to work, come back from work, and then after that was the kids' schedule, like their soccer game or whatever else, whatever else it was. So that's when we find out that we got to do something else. We got to reach these people elsewhere. And then we did some more research in all the jobs that we are all doing 40 hours a week. Most of us is the byproduct of the Industrial Revolution. These jobs were created way back when, that the family was, one of the people was working, not both.
Right.
So one was working, the other was taking care of the family. So that's no longer true for a whole lot of us. You just gave us the statistics. And so it is that same reason that the jobs are so long, 8 hours a day, and then you got to get ready a couple of hours before, and then after that is family, dinner time, kids activity, bedtime, all of that. It just becomes unbearable. So that's how we decided that we need to see these people where they spend most of their time at. It doesn't make sense for anybody. It's not sustainable for anybody who is a mom or a dad to get up at 5 a.m. to be at the gym at 5:30. And this is only 14% or even less. 14% sign up for the gym. A whole lot less than that go to the gym. Because it's not sustainable. It's just not.
It's not. That's kind of what I was thinking when you were sharing that scenario, is that it's unsustainable. It's unattainable. Maybe people can do it for a little bit. But so what you wanted to do is take that scenario and help people who are spending so much time at the workplace improve their health during the work time. And not super duper before or after, when they don't even have time to take care of themselves. Because like you're saying, in the case of families, they're incredibly busy after work.
Yeah, I don't know a single mom or a dad that comes from work, and if they don't have extended family around them, I don't know a single one of them that will pick up the kid from school or daycare and put them in another daycare and goes to the gym.
Right.
It's just not happening. I
true.
laugh about it right now, but I'm just like, I saw that. I lived that life. I have 2 grown kids right now, but they were newborn and they were kids and they were kindergartners at one point. So it is extremely hard to do this. So that's why we decided that, we're going to go ahead and go to the workplace. And amazing enough, I think the workplace was ready for it too. When we started this over 10 years ago. And then we had a couple of companies that we started with only fitness classes, for the corporations, and then we just added more and more services, such as chair massages, cooking demos. We even do therapy dogs. It all depends on the culture of the business. Is the business and the type of business? Is the business is it manufacturing, or do people have an hour during the day to go ahead and take a yoga class? Or no, they only have half-hour lunches. Are they on site? Are they off-site? So we actually interview the company and the people that are seeking for these services, and just figure out what is best to go ahead and implement for that specific workplace.
Right. And corporations and any kind of work environment, whether it's a hospital or a school setting or a factory, all employees want their all employers want their employees to be healthy.
Absolutely.
And they want them to be productive and inspired and engaged. And with the health statistics, people are already walking wounded coming to work. And so is the work environment changing a lot than it was, let's say, 50 years ago? Like there is a culture of acceptance for this and desire, I think, right?
It really is. And I contribute that to all the Gen Zers.
Okay. Because they like to take care of themselves better than the baby boomers.
Yes, and they don't put up with it. They're like, okay, you do not. They are very resourceful. They are the generation, I call them, YouTube generation. They're the ones that, if I wasn't home and my child wanted to, do something or cook or something, if I wasn't home to ask me, she would always YouTube it.
Okay,
we had a verb, YouTube it.
Yes. So they're super resourceful.
Very resourceful. So they are not afraid of losing their jobs and they don't put up with things like that. They're like, okay, you don't provide this and this and this. Okay, I'm good. I can make it.
Right. So people put up with a lot. Like you were talking, I like that you brought up the fact that the Industrial Revolution really set us up for factory working, put the kids in school 8 hours a day. But then it evolved where both parents went to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the stress goes off the chart, right?
Oh my God, how is this even possible? I don't even know. When I look back, I don't even know how I did it.
Yeah, what kind of work did you do, Pantea? Like, were you a fitness instructor? Or were you
No, actually, no. My degree is in electrical engineering.
Oh, okay.
I know. So that's another great reason I even feel worse. Like you can't be doing that type of job and raising family and also taking care of yourself. It's almost impossible.
So you almost created this for yourself, let's say.
Exactly.
Because you're like, I'm one of millions of people out there who are doing the exact same thing.
Exactly.
So you had a high pressure career, like a really brilliant work situation that you were participating in. And then you had little kids to deal with.
Exactly. And you're like, okay, now I have to go, it's not enough to be like dead tired from all the days thinking and working. And then now I have to go figure out what to feed them.
100%. And we want to be great role models for our kids. So what are we doing if we come home all stressed out and miserable and famished?
Exactly. And so that's why you were in one of our corporate sites doing nutrition education and then did a presentation. So you know how important that part is also for us as a company and for the corporations as well. That's just because there are so many messages all over, social media, and you don't know. Every time I put my social media on, there's something about, you want to lose weight, do the pepper and I don't know. Salt and lime.
Right.
What is this?
No, there's an ice cube diet. I'm just saying. Like, I hope that person's making a lot of money on that great idea, but.
Tell me about it. It's like almost, I look at these things and I'm like, oh my God, what kind of messages are all over the place? And,
So what are those messages? Are they, tell me, what comes to your mind when you see those? What goes through your heart?
There is absolutely no shortcut. You gotta learn, and this has to be implemented, wherever you are in life, it has to be implemented for the rest of your life. You can't do it for 3 weeks and expect all your illnesses or your 100 pounds to melt away and stay away. There is no way. Not only the nutrition is huge, they have to get a really good education on nutrition. But they also, so this is all interconnected. I was talking to another amazing, brilliant person yesterday. We were talking about this, that, the education about nutrition is absolutely necessary, it's vital, especially now more than ever. And then, but the mindset is also very important. And the mindset is when you're thinking, oh, my mom told me when I was 7 years old that I'm always fat, or I will be fat always. That's a belief system that
Right.
you have to get rid of. You see, so this is all the things we touch as our companies. Like we do seminars and webinars talking about changing your belief system, detoxing from all of that. We did a digital detox last month, which was amazing. So many people were like, oh my God, I had no idea.
Wow, I
That
have so many questions I want to ask you right now. So I love
absolutely.
that, Pantea, that you bring up the mind, body, spirit, the holistic approach. Maybe that's why I
Yeah.
resonate with you.
Yes,
We can't do it without that aspect of being tuned in to your mental state and your psyche.
exactly.
And our minds believe what we tell it.
Mhm.
And we do believe what other people tell us too. So I can see that when people get those messages,
Absolutely.
and especially like what you're saying, when people turn on the media, the social media, they get these messages like you just do these quick fixes. And I have some peeves right now with certain things out there in the world that people want to just do these quick fixes. And I'm concerned about long-term harm from them.
Yeah.
And your approach is really getting to the foundation and supporting people on the physical, but also the mental. Tell us more about the digital detox. Like, how do you implement that in a corporation or in your life? And then what were the impacts? Like, how did people feel afterwards?
Oh my God. So we started a week before we had the talk. We sent an email to all the participants, or had the company send an email and ask them to like give something up. It's like fasting,
Okay.
for
It's like Lent for
like
Christians,
yes,
right?
for Christian, like give, like meet up or give. So we asked them what is, for example, the example was, if TikTok is what you're on all the time, give that up, or give up, or make sure you say, I only stay on it for 1 hour and then I quit. It was an eye opener when we were we had the session, and all these people came and they had, see, it becomes such a natural thing and they don't realize. So the whole thing is for them to realize how much time spent. All these apps like TikTok, like Instagram, Facebook, if you scroll on them, it's an indefinite scroll, it's an infinite, so you don't end. You can sit there and spend hours doing that. And the images, so your mind is very susceptible to images. And the images that you receive from that is, oh my God, look at all these people having so much fun. Look at this, let's say, for example, skinny people. Look at this, rich person. Look at, that person being on the beach. My life sucks,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
And then you go to sleep. Most people do that during the, like, after work, right? And then you go to sleep, and also your mind is amazing, right? It tries to solve problems for you. So your mind is saying, oh my God, this, I am depressed. So I need to solve this problem for this person. So you wake up in the morning extremely anxious. Why? Because your mind's saying you got to do something about this. You
Wow.
were extremely, yes. And then what happens is that the anxiety keeps, going higher and higher and higher. And you have no idea why half the country or even more. When I was growing up, anxiety wasn't that bad.
Right.
Right
It was
now,
a rare thing, right? It wasn't a common
yes, yes,
all people have anxiety. I experienced that.
yeah. But it is like a pandemic right now,
It
all over.
it is. So you're saying, so when we're scrolling, I call it wasting time. My
Doom
wasting time.
scrolling,
I
yes,
try to remind
yes,
myself, like when I'm looking at social media, I'm like, wasting time. Wait, okay, wasting some more time. So I'm trying to tell myself, stop this habit. But it's so, what is it, hitting our dopamine receptors? We're getting
it
excited.
is.
We see the pictures. Oh, there's a beach. Oh, there's
Yeah,
a candy cane. Oh, there's some a friend that I know. Oh, and then we keep
exactly.
going and going, and then we go to bed and we're processing. So we wake up anxious because it's like all that subliminal stuff. Because our brain thinks it's real. Like we
It
are
is.
actually
Exactly.
experiencing. So if we're seeing images from across the planet that we can't solve,
Yeah,
like
that's
watching
a,
catastrophes, like I can't really solve those right now, but my brain
no,
thinks I'm right there with it.
exactly. That is a very good point, Jill, that you brought up. Even catastrophe, let's say not even the envy feeling.
Sure.
The catastrophes that you look at,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like you are in danger.
Yep.
You see, so and that also brings a lot of depression and anxiety. In talking to the participants that were in that digital detox, we found out that all of them were so relieved that they had set parameters around at least one of their apps. And
Really?
even, yes, they were so actually so aware of it. So once you do the detox, and then we gave them a paper to put their name on it. They had some question. What am I going to do for the next? So I'm starting this date and I'm going to end. So it's all the personally, you could choose what day you're starting, what day you're ending, and everybody wrote something they were trying to do. One person said, I'm so sick of TikTok, I'm going to just erase the whole app,
Hmm.
remove the app from my phone. One said, oh, I'm just going to um, scroll during the daytime after I go home, never again, until the next day that I'm at lunch or something, and then we also talked about the fact that when you're scrolling, you get so used to it that when you're even standing, let's say, even sometimes, people go to parties and they're looking at their phone, or they go to a conference and they're looking at their phone. So they are not connecting with each other. That's called social wellness, but the social wellness is absent now. And then you miss so many opportunities. So we were talking about everything that this, scrolling or phone actually. There are some good apps on the phone too that you can get on, but it just changes your whole outlook to life. It's your brain thinks you're in immediate danger, or it has the feeling of envy, or it has the feeling of, oh, I need to solve a major problem that doesn't exist in my life. So there are so many things, and just being aware of it. The digital detox is not for everybody. Oh, I get rid of all my apps, or I never gonna scroll again. It is just for realizing.
Sure. It's a complete mindfulness activity because I don't think people
Exactly.
realize like how many hours a day are we spending which is
Yeah.
what I would call wasting time. I mean, sure there might be like check the weather, okay,
Yeah.
or get my app for my airplane flight. But aside from that, unless you're really doing some like intentional looking for something, but it's just random. It's like
It
somebody
is.
coming into your house and yelling at you for an hour, and you're like, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" So, Pen, this is so exciting to hear you share about this. When we come back, I have to take a quick little break.
Sure.
I want to talk more about how maybe some people resist change.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, I am Jill Troderman, and my guest today is Pantea Dougani from Excel Body Fitness. We're streaming live from Santa Cruz Voice.
Hi, folks. Warren Knox here of Knox Roofing. Yes, it really does get hot up here, but it's okay because Knox team has been sweating it out on rooftops for 30 summers to make certain your roof will keep you warm and dry through the winter. If you have any doubt about your roof will weather the winter, call Knox Roofing today and ask about a free rooftop inspection. We love it up here. 461-0634. Thanks, folks.
You need a clean, pleasant space to conduct business, but you don't want the burden of a long, expensive lease. Your solution is Satellite Co-Working and Digital Media Studio on Soquel Avenue. Satellite offers private offices, meeting and conference rooms, even co-working by the hour, day, week, or month. Schedule a tour at satellitecoworking.com. Mention Santa Cruz Voice for 20% off your first reservation.
Get ready to help build one of America's first local news and talk streaming radio stations. SantaCruzVoice.com. How do you do it? By donating either your time, money, or both. You'll be helping the Voice team construct a powerful infrastructure, one that we can all be proud of. To donate your time, your money, or both, go to SantaCruzVoice.com and click support. SantaCruzVoice.com and click support.
It's high time to celebrate the opening of the new Hook Outlet Dispensary, 1129 Mission in Santa Cruz. Get in on the opening fun and really low prices on the Hook's unmatched selection of top quality medical and recreational cannabis flower, vapes, drinks, gummies, and concentrates. The Hook Outlet is now the West Side's source for finest cannabis at the lowest prices. Get in on all the opening fun and low prices at the all-new Hook Outlet. HookOutlet.com for details and deals.
Okay, folks, we are back streaming live from Santa Cruz Voice. I am Jill Troderman with Pantea Dougani. All right, so we are talking about workplace wellness and how important it is, especially the mindful mental health aspect of it. But what happens when you approach a company or even some employees and they are resistant or non-responsive or people who struggle? How do you deal with that?
So there is, that's really interesting, and you get to like some of those companies, and how do they say it? Is like they say it like, okay, yeah, I know I need it, but they don't think is an urgent thing, or they think is a nice to have, not a have to have.
Okay.
And then at that time, you show them the ROI, the return on investment. So the return on investment, OSHA has said that there is, for every dollar you spend in mental health, your return is $4 in productivity.
Wow. Please restate that statistic. I think that's really valuable.
Yes. OSHA has the statistic that for every dollar that a company spends on mental health, the return is $4 in productivity.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, you can't. So that's my whole thing. There are companies that are like, they still don't buy it, or they think, oh, it's not like one of my equipment is dying and I have to replace it. Because they think that.
Right.
Yeah. They think that that's necessary, but this is not.
Right.
But, it is proven more and more. We have data that says, if you don't do anything about your employees' well-being, they're going to start doing quietly quitting. So that term, we have heard about it. They're going to take more sick days. And they are, they're going to be non-productive. They are at work for 8 hours. There is no discussion about that. But are they productive?
Right.
And the answer is no, they are not. If you don't take care of them, it won't be a good return for the company.
For sure.
Or a return, yeah.
Now, I live in Silicon Valley. For better, for worse. There's all the tech companies lining the streets, all the big names that everybody knows, from Netflix and Apple and Google and all of them. And they do have some crazy wellness culture in there, like ping pong tables and bean bags and fabulous restaurants. when did all of this wellness culture start, and are certain industries more accepting and opening to this? Or like I keep thinking of hospitals and doctors.
Yeah.
And do they get the same help as the tech bros?
No.
They're
No,
not.
they have the most. No, they are like. That's why the doctor has have the least amount of life expectancy.
No, what?
All the other
You're dropping these
professions.
big statistics here.
Yes, they die really. Like their life expectancies is lower,
Wow.
and it's because of that they are burned out. They get burned out since the very beginning, since they're right after they're out of medical school.
Right, like they do their residencies and they keep them awake for 18 hours a day.
Exactly.
Is that by
Yes.
design? I don't know. I have a little conspiracy mindedness, I do, I admit, but or is
I don't know.
is it just how it evolved, I guess?
It is just, again, somebody thought that was a good idea way back when, and then they just went by it. So nobody stopped to think, oh, okay, what are we doing?
Right.
I have a really good doctor friend she was telling me that she was so miserable.
Oh.
She came out of one of the big hospitals here in North Carolina. I won't mention the name.
Okay.
But she was so overworked that she said, I have two girls. One is 8 years old. One is 6 years old. And honestly, if one of them was missing and they would ask me what were they wearing that day, I wouldn't know. Isn't that sad?
It is sad. Yeah, I think we're all under way too much pressure.
Yeah, too much pressure. So the tech stuff, it is designed so these people don't leave the building.
Oh, okay. That's
what we do. Yes, they feed them and they get them a pod to take a nap, and they do great restaurants, and I've seen it all. But the fact that there is no education for them. Have you seen them bringing a registered dietitian or a nutritionist to teach them how to eat? Mm-hmm. No, I haven't seen it. They have food, an unlimited amount of food, and it's free.
Right.
But, do they have anything that actually teaches them? So there are very few of them that are thinking about, okay, I need to do more. Most of these people, they think they have it all. And the reason being is that, they are like, oh, okay, none of my employees are complaining, and they are eating well. Feeding people is huge, is important, right? But they're feeding them, they're making sure that they have a nap pod, and they're letting them to just work there.
Yeah, and keep them there. You're right.
Exactly. They keep them there. They have their, somebody comes and takes their dry cleaning and does the dry cleaning or washes, whatever they need as far as that. They get it. And they recently have brought in massage therapists as well, so that if they sit too long especially with gaming companies,
Mm-hmm.
if they sit for too long and their neck hurts, then they can get a massage also. So yeah, but then there is some other aspects of it missing, which is not there, like again, the holistically, if you think about it, the education needs to be there for them to choose what kind of food to eat.
Absolutely.
Yes, right? You know better than I do.
No, well, you know, right? You know as well. But, I was just reading some statistics today about getting back to the medical field, that our blessed doctors, they only get like 2 hours of nutrition, if that. And how can they be good role models for their patients? So we do have to start there. And then I want to share a quick story. I dated a guy, and I don't know why. His first date, we went to his work because it was kind of weird. And he worked at one of the big tech companies. I won't drop the name, but everybody has it installed on their computer. And sure enough, he's like, which restaurant do you want to go to? There's this one, all in the campus.
Yep.
And it was kind of overwhelming. We chose this, and I couldn't help but observe, like what I shared before, like ping pong tables and all these recreational, look like camp for wealthy people who are doing all the nerdy stuff. And then, I'm not kidding, we go up to the rooftop because he wanted to show me the rooftop garden. And then at one point, men, like garden guys, came out of like a mystery door with their little scissors, like Oompa Loompas from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, to trim the rosemary and the herbs. And then they went back in. I'm like, who? It was so weird. But they were trying to be well and healthy. You know, it was like an attempt. But I think we need to get you in there to really round it out.
Yes,
you know,
rounding it out is the actual thing.
Because you can get the physical stuff, and you can get the mental health, and the cooking. So, what do you see when you bring in your beautiful wellness programs? Like, what do the companies report to you?
So we did a few case studies. There was a case study with one, tech in kind of company. It's a big company. It's a Fortune 500 company that we've been working with for the past 7 years. And they had 68%, they reported 68% employee engagement, reduced stress, and improved energy. They reported that.
Nice.
And then their creativity actually increased, and their health. Basically, they are reporting less. So we work with them all over the nation, US and Canada. And all of the 30 sites that they have, we cater to all 30 sites. And what they have reported, what they've seen from before to now, and they offer a lot of, they're just like the corporate tech companies. They offer a lot of perks, but not necessarily like free food like the tech companies, but they offer so many programs. But since we actually put our program in, implemented our programs about 7 years ago, they have reported less turnovers.
Oh, so that's interesting. That's huge.
That is huge, because I had a friend that worked for them in the site that I'm in, like North Carolina site, and she got laid off. And we went out to dinner one time, and she was telling me that she misses so much all the programs that we brought to them.
Wow.
She said there's no other company locally that does that, and she would love to go back.
That's a great sentiment. I have a family member who works at a company. It's a pretty decent sized company. And this person shares often, my boss encourages me to take snow days. My boss encourages me to, take that third day on the weekend if I haven't had enough time off. And the employer really cares for their employees, and they feel it. And I'm thinking, when you're sharing all these stories, like even higher than them getting the massage at the work or getting the good food, just knowing that their bosses and the business cares for them, whether it might be for some outcomes, but still, I think that says a lot, because then you feel more connected, like you're in a community.
Absolutely.
And we need to belong to feel good in our lives.
Yeah. You become part of the team. They care about the team, and that's social wellness. You feel cared for.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like this is where you belong. You want to stay.
Right. You've brought that up a couple times, social wellness. It seems obvious, but is it something we're really lacking in today's society?
Yes, very much so. So social wellness, people are lonely. I don't know if you've heard of loneliness epidemic.
Sure, yeah.
People are lonely. There are this loneliness in our society is getting worse and worse, and that's another reason. Well, one of the reason is the apps and the phones and the social apps that we have on our phone, because we don't look outside. We don't have eye contact with anybody else. If you just pay attention when you're going to for a walk, for example, people that walk in my neighborhood, even, they're looking at their phone walking.
I know, it's so bizarre. I was at the intersection the other day, and there's 3 teens ready to cross the street, but they're all on their phone. And I was making a right-hand turn. I was trying to make eye contact, like, guys, you're ready to go. And they were all on their phone. Like, what are you really looking at the intersection? It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like,
it's so crazy that they are so much on their phones as if they are purposely avoiding each other.
I know, oh man. So
Right?
I know. And I know that you work specifically with corporations, but we definitely need to help the school systems out.
Oh, absolutely. I've been trying to, get in there. It's just they work a different way. There is the request for proposal and request for, they have to have. I will tackle that hopefully soon, hopefully in 2026, because
Okay.
I just feel so bad because, every time you make an eye contact with somebody else is a dopamine shot.
It is, right?
Right, exactly. And these people, like our youth are missing a lot of it. Even us. I have I don't know, 60-year-old man that walks his dog in the neighborhood, and he passes me looking at his phone. I have to say hi
Right.
for him to look up. So it is kind of like we got to change some of this stuff, and
Yeah.
the change. We put for one of the.
We don't want to normalize that. We don't want to normalize eye contact avoidance. Like, even at the grocery store, I sometimes have to really move my head to catch the cashier's eyes. They won't even look at me. And I'm like, hello, hi. Yeah. And we're all trained to look down. And so I love that you're bringing that mindfulness and the mental stuff. What are people's favorite things that you bring to the wellness? Do they love the food demos? Do they like the chair massage or the fitness classes?
So number 1 is chair massage.
Okay.
Number 2, therapy dogs.
No way.
Therapy dogs
Really?
So
Do you have
cute.
therapy goats or just dogs right now?
Dogs?
Okay.
Yeah. Therapy dogs with Tekken is hugely popular.
No way. That is so funny.
I know. And then the third is the cooking demos.
Okay.
Yes, they love that.
Nice.
I'm so happy about that because they learn so much. We do this mainly in also, I push it a lot in the manufacturing companies that they have, workers on the floor for 12 hours a day.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and they absolutely love to learn.
Yeah, and they work all through the night, because when I did that a couple gigs through you, and thank you so much, that was really fun.
Oh,
they really loved it, yeah. And that was authentic. They really were appreciative.
They really love it, yes. So that is
food,
absolutely one of our...
So chair massage, puppies.
And demos, cooking demos.
I think that sounds like a winning strategy for a well-lived life.
Yes, I think so too. You see, they love because the oxytocin gets with the therapy dogs. Oh my God, and then the social aspect of the therapy dog. You can't be on the phone and pet a dog.
Right, right.
So what happens is that they connect with their coworkers as well.
Okay.
Like they are petting the dog, and another coworker comes, and they actually talk to each other.
You are doing brilliant work. But you came at this because it was a need. I think a lot of people in the healthcare world are noticing something in their own professional life like you did.
Yes.
And now look what you're doing. This is so exciting.
Oh,
I love it. So
I love what I do, yes.
Oh, that's so good. And so then when all the employees go home, they're probably better parents, better spouses, better children to their families. Is that right?
They feel like a person, you see. So imagine so there were times that I felt like I have nothing to give anymore.
Oh my gosh.
As a full-time a person that worked full-time and had to raise a family without any support of the other family members. Like I didn't have my mother in town. I didn't have my mother-in-law in town. Nobody, I had a daycare, right? But how long can you put the child in the daycare? There was no way I could feel good about taking my child to a daycare and go to a spa.
I know, right?
There's no way.
You couldn't relax on the massage table knowing your kid's been gone all day. Exactly.
The guilt would kill anybody.
Right.
So it is good that for parents especially, it's kind of essential to do their wellness at work. So right now I'm actually working with a couple of property management companies. We are talking about a commute-worthy office.
Oh,
So
what does this mean?
Yes, that means that for anybody, so most of us got used to working from home during COVID, right?
Yes.
And a lot of us are resistant to go back to work. Right? So a commute-worthy workplace is a place that if the employee goes to, can have, or it's possible for her to have her car detailed, pick up her dry cleaning, get her workout, have a sound bath, like sound bowl therapy, and then go home all victorious, I call it.
Wow. I wish you could see my face right now because I'm like shaking my head going, yeah.
Right?
Seriously, Pantea.
Can you imagine if you have a commute-worthy workplace that you actually can go to and feel accomplished coming back?
Indeed, as opposed to loathing, I can't wait to get home, I don't want to go to work, I'm regretting it, I'm resenting it.
Yes.
Because people spend so much time there, more than 40 hours a week for often a lot of people.
You're good 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
You see, by the time you get home, you're basically, I called it half dead.
Exactly.
So this is very important. And I think the property management, we have a property management company. We have few of them because they understand this.
Right.
You see, they are eager to bring wellness to their buildings. And once they have it, they're like, okay, what else can we do?
Do you see differences in ages with response to accepting this wellness? Is it different in different generations? You were mentioning before Gen Z. They're all about this. They're probably smudging their offices and grounding mats in the office and whatnot.
Yes.
But what about the older folks? What about our older people who are still in the workforce? Are they like, yeah, chair massage?
I think they are.
Okay.
And I tell you why. They have lived and worked so long, and they want to stay healthy, and they don't want to just live. They want to have a life. You see? So there's two different things. Living and breathing, you can be in a wheelchair and just live and breathe. But they understand this. They're old enough to know, oh my God, now I have high cholesterol, high blood pressure. Now it's time for me to take care of. See, that's the whole thing. Baby boomers are like, oh, now is the time for me to take care of myself. As if before there was no time. So, they are coming along too.
They're coming along. But it's the new folks that really appreciate that it's important for their well-being, and hopefully we'll create a healthier future then.
Absolutely.
With better. Yeah. And then the fitness aspect. So the cardio and the muscle building, how do you incorporate that at the workplace? Do people get sweaty, or do they not care, or?
Yeah, so we usually what we do, places that when we interview the company, the places that don't have a whole lot of showers, they have only one or they have none. We usually put non-sweaty classes at lunchtime.
Right, like
So
yoga or something.
Yeah, yoga, meditation, kind of stretch, but we put in the afternoon, like at 4 or 4:30, we can put a boot camp class because then they are sweaty and they go home.
Right.
Right. But, we have a 4 o'clock Zumba class, for example, in one of the corporation, that we work with.
Right.
But yeah.
So you really curate it to the company's culture.
Exactly.
And you accommodate.
Yes.
Is that fun for you to come up with like, oh, I think this is going to be a great strategy for X, Y, or Z place?
Oh my God. Yes. That's my problem solving ability.
Oh, well, that's so good. Well, being you're an engineer, right? An electrical engineer. So you are a problem solver. You're a connector.
Yes.
You're an energetic connector.
Yeah. I love what I do. I really do. And I hope it shows.
It certainly does. Yeah. I get very excited when I talk to you and work with you and everything. You're doing such great. Pantea, where can people find you? Because I really want like all the corporations in America. I hope the phones are going to start ringing off the hook right now.
I really hope so.
How can people find you?
Yeah, I'll give you my phone numbers, 919-412-7544. That's the phone number. Text and voice is perfect at this number. And then my email address is info at excelbodyfitness.com. They can email me at that.
This is so good. And if you were an employee, what would your favorite class be?
My favorite class would be yoga. I think yoga really brings longevity, honestly.
It does, right? Because it's hitting all aspects of our humanity, the mind, the body, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That is so exciting. Well, I hope all the employees out there and the employers know that we all need to take care of ourselves, and especially when we spend so much time at work, how important it is. Well, thank you so much for being a guest on Feeding the Family.
Thank you so much, Jill. It's been an honor. I really appreciate it.
100%. My pleasure. So everybody, thanks for joining in today on Feeding the Family. You can catch me at santacruzholisticnutrition.com. And my number and email are all on my contact info there. And again, please check out my new course, IPAK-EDU. I'm offering my 13-week class. It's on Zoom, so you can tune in anytime. And it's exciting. And I just want to say thank you again to Pantea Dougani from Excel Body Fitness. And that's a wrap for today, you guys. So I'll catch you next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, folks, peace out. Okay, hold on.